Okay, guys, so what's up? This is RDH Davis. Welcome, everyone. And today's episode is going to be about me giving my review about Stranger Things 4. No, 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 no. Yeah, Stranger Things Season 4. Let's bring you in. Okay. So, what a wild adventure that was. What a wild and crazy and intense season this was. This is by far my favorite season of Stranger Things. Um, So I made two reaction videos, my first two, because I was like, I had so many reaction videos that I was like, oh my god, maybe I should start recording my reactions. So I might not post them up if it's too boring, and I might will, but I think I will post up the video, my second reaction video on the last episode, guys. You see, that's why I don't like to know how many episodes are there going to be in these season 4 finale, because I like to not know when it's going to end. It's only I'm sorry. So so just in case, uh sorry. Okay, so very terrible there. I want to cut right to it. But if you guys have not seen season 4 of Stranger Things and you're watching this video and you don't mind me giving spoilers, because I'm about to go spoiler around here. Um yeah, there's just so much to talk about. So I'm gonna go talk about spoilers, and if you don't want to know the spoilers, do not watch this video. Until you watch all of season 4, watch this video so you could join me in this conversation and tell me your thoughts about it. And so yeah, get out of here. Get out of here. Go enjoy the show. Be surprised as I was with all the fun and excitement and the the violence and just dark. It was dark. It was pretty dark this whole season. So, anyways, I find out, it's only 7 episodes of part 1. So I did not know it was going to end like that. If this is a major cliffhanger, but it's like a super build up to what's going to come July 8th, I think, or July 8th, right? No, 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 no. Somewhere in July. So sorry. I know that Stranger Things part 2 of season 4 is going to come out somewhere in July. So anyway, let's get down to business. Let's talk about this season. Um, Fantastic season. Um, I really hope you didn't let your young children watch this season, because bad parenting right there. The reason why I say that is because it's way darker. I mean, I think after season 3 you should have stopped them right there, but season 4, as you can see in the very beginning, is just going all out. The people of this show is just going all out. They're like, this season's going to get darker. It's going to get more violent. There's going to be deaths. It's going to be scarier. I think too scary for young children. And if your young children enjoy Stranger Things and they watched all of the first 3 seasons, then you should stop right there, please, because I think this is going to be too traumatizing for the young children, and they might get nightmares, and that's not fair for them. I think they can wait a little bit longer, or just don't tell them that season 4 is out yet. Just wait until they go to bed or something so you can enjoy it. I know some people are like, well, I'm gonna go watch it. If they watch it with me, then so be it. Then that's a shame. Anyways, because it's like, that just kind of shows you really don't care about your child if they're gonna get scared or not. But then again, that's your problem. You're gonna have to deal with it. You gotta make sure you take care of them and help them understand it. It's just a show, and just be there for them, comfort them. If they get too traumatized, it's your fault. Anyways, so only 7 episodes, and this final episode, wow. I mean, I felt it coming, like I said in my reaction video, when that guy was helping number 1, and you find out he's number 1. And I already knew he was number 1. I just did not know that he was Vecna. The way I found out that he's number 1 was when the first time, well, I guess the second encounter he had with Elle, when she was putting those things on the maze, and she was trying to get that little ball to hit number 3. Um, he's like, "Oh, you remind me so much of this other child, number 1." And I'm like, "Why are you telling this story?" And I'm like, and then she's like, "Where is he? Whatever." And he's like, "Perhaps we could talk about that another time." And I'm like, "You're number 1." I already knew it. It was, I don't know. How many of you guys knew he was number 1? And if you didn't, were you shocked? I need to know. Were you surprised to see that he was number 1? Also, the part where you see his victims. And I knew that maybe Elle was innocent. Maybe she didn't go on a rampage and killed everyone. I was hoping not. But I just felt like the moment when she thought, immediately she knew, like, I killed them. I killed them all, Papa. It was me. I know the truth. I'm like, I don't know. That was too soon for her. And I feel like there's more to it than that. So, but I want to know, how did she lose her memory? How does she not remember all that? And how does she escape it all? So, anyways, I don't know. It makes me quit. I'm sorry. It's because I was just thinking, like, but how does she despise her papa so much back then? I don't know. Maybe we'll get more answers in season 2. You get me? Because she ran away for a reason. If she forgot about all that happened, she had to run away for a reason. I guess she didn't like the way how Papa was treating her. Because, I'm pretty sure, like all of us, we thought that Papa was the villain and he treated her bad, treated her like a science project. Oh, I mean, we all the whole damn time we thought Papa was a bad guy and treated her bad. That's why she wanted to run away. Maybe they'll explain that later why she did in part 2 of season 4. But anyways, when you find out that this man is Vegna, oh yeah, because his victims, when he killed all the children and the security guards and everybody in Hawkins' lab, they died the same way. They're all crooked, like in Family Guy when they fall down the stairs. They had the same death style as they do in the what's happening now in Hawkins. So I thought, I have a theory. I said, could this number 1 be Vegna? And it was. The big shock was like, it's Vegna this whole time. And then okay, so then I always thought this whole season was about aliens, but it's not. I thought it was like aliens trying to take over the world, and I thought that's why Papa was raising these children with superpower abilities to prepare them for a war, an invasion that's going to happen sooner or later, or something, something like that. But no. But still, it leads me to the question, like, why did Papa get number 1, the child, a long time ago? How did he know he had special gifts? How did he know how to create a lab for these gifted children? How did he know where to go? What is he, that guy from the Umbrella Academy, the dad that went to go adopt all the children that had special abilities? You know what I mean? He even did the same thing that he did to the children. He gave them a tattoo on their wrist. The same thing with the children in an Umbrella Academy. They had an umbrella tattoo on their wrist. So I thought, that's kind of similar. These two are so much alike. But anyways, I hope they answered that question in season 4. I'm sorry if the camera is moving a lot. I'm just... anyways, but it makes sense now, because at first when they revealed that Vegna and number 1 is the same character, the same villain, and the one that's responsible for this whole mess, this entire mess, it's not about aliens. It was him this whole time. But I was like, wait a minute. But they talk about that this demon Vegna, has been around for years and had manipulated the family. But when they showed the flashback about the young child, the son, I was like, well done, Stranger Things. The writer, the Duffer brothers. Brilliant writing, by the way. I thought that was brilliantly well played. I did not expect that at all. I totally, like I said, I already suspected that number 1 was bad, and then the guy that was talking to Elle was number 1. He had special abilities, but it totally caught me off guard when they showed the flashback, and that little boy was number 1, who is now Vegna. So I was like, wow, it was brilliantly, this show, and then especially this episode, I liked how it kept going back and forth with Elle, what she was going through, trying to regain her powers back at the new Hawkins lab, or the new laboratory where she's at. And when it went back with Nancy, when Nancy was discovering the truth of what was going on. By the way, major cliffhanger. I really hope she doesn't die. The whole damn time when the teen adults, Nancy, Steve, Eddie, and Robin, make it to Eddie's trailer, to go through the portal and get back home, they're just there staring at the hole and then taking their sweet ass time climbing out. I'm like, get out of there. Get the hell out of there, because you don't know how much longer you have in that world, and they're probably going to go after you. So I wonder what they're going to do. The moment when Nancy was going through the hole and she just fell into an endless pit of darkness, I was like, Oh my god, Nancy. No, 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 no. I don't want any of them to die, guys. I really thought Steven was gonna die in the end of episode 6, towards the end, when he got dragged into the upside down and those bat demons were biting his stomach and they were choking him, and I was like, no, I love Steven. I love Steven. I have a little crush on Steven. Ever since season 2, I think, that he started to grow on me. I like the way he was with the children. He's like a babysitter and everything. So I thought when he was gonna die, I was like, oh man, no, 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 not Steven. But so let me talk about this. So sorry, I'm going back and forth. I know. Um, in the beginning of this episode, it was my most favorite and exciting part when you think I really thought Steven was gonna die. I thought they were not gonna make it to save him because I knew Nancy and Robin and then Eddie went to go. They dived into the lake to go save him, but I really thought they were not gonna make it. But when they make it, it was so epic. I loved it so much because it was now the teen adults teaming up together to face these bad demons and to save their friend. I mean, that's what friendship's all about. Even Eddie doesn't know them that well, but he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna help you guys to fight off these ugly creatures. It was just so epic, and I loved how Robin steps on the thing that was choking his neck, and then Nancy's trying to get it off him. They were just helping each other out. I loved it so much. I just loved it. It was like, oh, go team, teen adults. It was a cool moment because it's like, oh, now we got the teen adults working together, and then the kids are, back in their little group. So I thought that was the most exciting part for me in this episode, just watching them team up together, and I was just so worried for them because I don't want any of them to die. I didn't want Steven to die, but then when he had the bites on his stomach, and then he was feeling a little bit weak and started coughing, I was concerned. I was like, don't tell me he's infected. Because when Robin brought up, oh, you don't think these bats have rabies, do you? Because blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, immediately I thought, oh, shoot, what if he's infected? What if something bad is going to happen to him? Because remember in season 3, when Elle got bit by the mind flare on her leg, and that thing was inside her leg, and she had to use her powers to force it out of her. I'm worried if that's what's going to happen, if that's what's going to work with Steven, or maybe it's different. I really hope not, because now it gets me so nervous for all my favorite characters in the show. There's so many lovable, beautiful characters that I love in the show. They're all just amazing. There's a lot of characters in this season. A lot. And I think they were able to make a lot of time for them. Some people might say it's all over the place. The season was too all over the place. So there were so many things going on. I would understand that, but I had no issue with it. What about you guys? Did you have an issue with it? I feel like some people might say oh man, I couldn't catch up. It was too all over the place. This was happening with this group, then this and that, and I don't know what the heck. I was able to catch up. I think they did a good job with that, in my opinion. I was able to do just fine and catch up with everything what was going on. I was just fully invested. I was just really focused on what was happening. So yeah, job well done. Back to the Duffer brothers. Wait, let's go back. Oh no, the controller. I keep mispronouncing their names. What are their names? I keep mispronouncing it. You should know by now, Davis. What is wrong with you? The Duffer Brothers, created by the Duffer Brothers, and who directed this episode? Duffer Brothers. Well, job well done to the creators, the writers of the creators and the writers of this script. I liked how it just was well played and well written and well directed. I know some of they had different directors directing each of these episodes. I think the Duffer Brothers directed the first couple of episodes, the beginning of the season, and then after that, I saw that they had different director names. But they all did great. I think they all did great. The actors did great. The effects were fantastic. The soundtrack was fantastic. This season was just... I like how in each season they always have to... I feel like they're pushing themselves. They're like, what are we going to do to make this new season better? And that's what they're doing. I think I really appreciate that. They just keep pushing themselves, pushing the actors and everything. A lot of character development. A lot of more interesting things that what's going on. It's just fantastic. I wonder if the parents are going to help the kids because they're terrible parents. I gotta say, they're all terrible parents. Um, but yeah, speaking of parents, I'm so glad that Miss Wheeler was able to. No, not Miss Wheeler. I'm so sorry. What's her name? Will's mom, Renona Ryder, was able to find Hoffman. I really was scared for Hoffman. I thought he was gonna die, but they were him and the other guy, the Russian guy that he was teaming up with, were able to make it out of that. What do you call it? That ring with the Demigorgon. I'm so glad they were able to make it, but it's not over yet, guys. I feel like, even though we haven't lost any of our favorite characters left, any of our main characters yet, we still have part two. And I feel like eventually some people might have to die. I don't know who, but I'm gonna get so sad. I will be sad because we grew to love these characters so much. Every character that they introduce in each season, for example, the main characters in the first season, Will, Mike, and Dustin, and Elle, and Lucas, fantastic. We fell in love with these children in the very first season. Then when they introduced Max, and who else? Some other characters, I'm pretty sure. Oh, and Nancy too. Don't forget Nancy, the brains of this operation, and Will's brother, the one that Nancy's having a relationship with. They're all fantastic. And then when they introduced Max in season 2, and then it was Robin, and then Lucas's little sister, the pain in the butt, sassy girl, but she's smart. She's pretty smart, and she knows how to defend herself, which is pretty good. We all grew to love them. And then in this season, Eddie, the leader for the Hellfire Ring or something, the Hellfire, I was like, who is this guy? But then I grew to love him. He's just fantastic. Poor guy. So and then they introduced the guy, the weed guy, like spoke the Cheech and Chong guy. I'm like, what is this character? But he's starting to grow on me too. He's funny. At first, I was like, oh man, he's probably gonna be boring, but no, you just can't help but to fall in love with these characters. And I like how they pretty much bring you a lot of characters that we see in the world that we can all relate to. And I was so happy that we got to see Susie. Is that her name? Dusty Bun. I was so happy they went to her. I wonder if she's gonna join up with Mike, Will, and Will's brother, and then Will's friend in their adventure. And I wonder the other girl too, because she was in the van with them. I wonder what's gonna happen. I hope she gets to join them. Because the reason why I say they introduce a lot of characters that we know, because we have Mike, Dustin, Lucas, and then his little sister, and then we have Max, who's kind of like a tomboy girl, and then we have Robin, who's a lesbian, and who else? And then don't forget Steven, the jock, the one that they say he's the popular guy, and he gets all the girls. And let's see, and then we have the rock star. Well, not the rock star, but the guy with the long curly hair that loves Ozzy Osbourne, Eddie, in season 4. And then we have what's her name? Lucas's sister, who's like who's smart with what is it? With the communists and all this other stuff. She's really smart. And then we have Susie, who's like the hacker, and then we have the weed guy. They introduce so many characters that it's just fantastic, and it's so many characters, but they make it work that they all have enough screen time. And I hope we get to see more of Susie, because I don't want her to stay home, because I know Susie's not only the hacker, but she's also the religious. Because the moment when she helps Dustin hack into the computer and changes his grade for Spanish to an A, and she looks at God, and she's like, I'll repent later. I'm like, oh, then you're the religious type. Because then when she talked about her dad, how she got mad at her, and she was so sad, I'm like, oh yeah, she's those type of kids that are raised to become very religious. But in her case, and maybe she's not that religious, but she's living in a religious family. So because they're out there are people who are very religious out there in a religious family, and they have a whole bunch of different characters, and I love it. I'm up for it. And then, so anyways, I'm glad that Will's mom was able to find Harper. I'm glad he's alive, but we still have season 2 to worry about, and some people might die. I don't think Harper and Will's mom will die, but we have to wait and see. Speaking of Will, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to question it. Like, does he have a crush on Mike? It kind of shows it, and they do kind of hint it, because he did mention how sometimes we're kind of scared of telling the truth to the people, to the ones we love, how we really feel, but we're scared of how they're going to react. And I'm like, okay, Will, I see you. But it's okay. I mean, you have to remember back then, and what is this, takes place in 1980 something, 84? Homosexuality wasn't welcomed yet. I don't think so. People who came out gay or lesbian or anything, people would not accept it. So maybe that's why he's still scared to come out. I'm pretty sure a lot of people back then were too scared. They didn't know how to come out. And then it was also hinted when Mike told Will, when Will thought that their friendship was falling apart, and Mike's all like, "Well, what did you think we were gonna do? Just live in my basement for the whole damn time, forever? It's not my fault that you don't like girls." And I'm just like, maybe he is gay, and if so, it's okay. So we'll have not only a lesbian but a gay guy too. But I really hope nothing bad happens to Will. I really hope nothing bad happens to all of them. But eventually, sometimes somebody's gonna have to die, and we're gonna cry. I'll cry with you guys. I love them all. I love them all. They're so wonderful characters, such wonderful characters. Who's my favorite, you might be asking? I do love... It's hard to choose out of all of them, guys. It's hard to choose. I love them all. Especially Max in this episode, which I will be talking about in a separate video about her episode, Dear Will. Dear Billy. Very good episode. Very, very good episode. So anyways, that's something to talk about later on in a different video. Max, let me see. Who's my favorite? I can't choose, guys. I can't choose. But I do have a big crush on Steven. He's just, I don't know. He grew on me ever since season 2. But I wouldn't say he's my favorite. He's just my crush. Nancy's awesome. I love how she's very smart. I like Robin a lot too. She's so funny. I love that episode where her and Nancy team up to go to that asylum to go talk to Robert Englund's character. Which, by the way, I'm so sorry. Speaking of Robert Englund, I really thought Robert Englund was playing Vegna. I really thought it was him because, come on, a lot of us, tell me, did you not think in the beginning of this season, in the first episode, did you get Nightmare on Elm Street vibes? And then when the villain appeared, he gave me Freddy Krueger vibes when they showed his claw. I'm like, that's such razor fingered. That's Freddy Krueger. It was perfect. I really thought it was his voice too. So I'm like, but now that you find out the truth of who it is, I'm like, oh, okay. So, but I wonder if it's still Robert Englund's voice, doing the voice of Vegna, or if it's really, maybe it's him and the actor who's playing Vegna underneath that suit. Maybe it is him, still him. I don't know. Or maybe it's a different person playing him. I do not know. But then again, it makes sense. Oh, what if it is still Robert Englund? If he's somehow still alive and he's supposed to play his dad, because Robert Englund played his dad. So it makes sense that he grew up to look like his dad, and it's still being played by Robert Englund. It would make sense. It will make a lot of sense, and it's still Robert Englund playing it as himself. I hope so. I need to look that up to see if it's true. But it makes sense if it's still being played by Robert Englund, because time has passed. And but it's so interesting though, because it was in the same time. Because when they were in the Upside Down, they said that was Nancy thought that this takes place they're in the past, but not really. My thought is that they're still in the present, except this is an alternative universe of what could have happened if the aliens. I thought it was the whole thing. The villains were aliens. This is what would have happened if the aliens took over, if they capture Will and all that stuff. But why was he so? They have to explain a lot of stuff. Ooh, well, now that we know who it is, Will's gonna have that connection, and so will Max. Oh, this son of a bitch! They have to. When part two comes, the rivalry between L and One is gonna be epic, dude. I really hope it's gonna be fantastic. Don't forget the government is still out there looking for L, so I don't know if she's gonna get her happy ending. She's been through so much, man, and oh, fuck those bullies. I'm sorry, excuse my language, but fuck those bullies that kept picking on her, man. Oh, that was so she got what she was coming. I'm sorry. Who agrees with me? I think people who bully that you're gonna if you're one of those bullies, I'm pretty sure because I even thought when I was watching this season, I was like, I have some people on my social media that that I know used to be bullies and they bullied me, and I wonder if they're like thinking, shit, was I like that? Yes, you were. You were. Do you guys ever think that if you're ever watching a show and you or a movie and you watch how these bullies are bullying these people and you relate to them and you think about the people that used to bully you if they're watching that and they think to themselves, was I like that? Or oh, what an asshole. And it's like, dude, that's how you were. That's how you guys were. The people who think, I'm pretty sure you know who you are. And you think like, oh my god, was I like that? And you know you were like that. But I hope you changed, and what's in the past is in the past, and you should teach your children not to bully, not to be like you. Be better, because think about it. You never know what could happen. Like this season is a good example about that shows a very good example about bullying. Other movies and shows too, but this one shows how sometimes if you're bullying someone, they're gonna have their limits. Who doesn't? They're gonna have their limits where they're gonna snap back and they're gonna attack. And I think I'm gonna go there. It does relate to the topics where why sometimes there's always an attack at schools. Sometimes it's different reasons, right? But most other reasons is because these people who go to these schools and attack other people is because they're being bullied, or it's all about mental health. But at the same time, I think we should also keep an eye on students who bully other students because you never know what could happen. Elle attacked that girl, and look what happened. And like I said, I think we all have our limits. We all have our limits, and sometimes we get to the point where it's like enough is enough, and sometimes we react differently. Sometimes we make a better decision. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we take the wrong path to where we stoop down to the bully's level, or it could get worse. Sometimes we do better, and sometimes we don't. But I think it's a very good concern, especially what's been going on lately with bullying and attacks at schools. That they should really, investigate that kind of stuff because it has to stop. Eventually, it has to stop. Sure, there's going to be bullying, but we need to. There's some things that we can prevent, and I'm pretty sure we can make some students' lives better and save lives. That's just my say. But enough about that. Back to Stranger Things. I'm sorry. Um, when she was getting bullied by those guys, oh, like I said, she got what she was coming. Anyways, so what else? What else? So much happened. I lost my train of thought. Ellie. When she got Papa. It was cool to see Papa back. Kinda. But I was worried because like I said, we all thought that he was a bad guy, but it was all a misunderstanding. So Vegna, and then this guy, Robert England, and then that was pretty much it. What else can I talk about? I feel like there's something else that I should be talking about. Let me see. Part 2. I don't know what else to talk about, guys. Let me see. I'm trying to fast forward. If there's something else that we need to know. Yeah, I wonder if the parents are going to help. I wonder how they're going to get Nancy. Is she going to be okay? Because she's in that trance with that son of a bitch. That villain. I hope she doesn't die. And I don't know. We have to wait and see. But it's only like 2 months away, guys, for part 2 of season 4 of Stranger Things. But yeah, a lot of good stuff happened. I really enjoyed it. This was my favorite so far. Season 3 was my favorite, but this one has the trophy right now. Season 4, fantastic work. Uh, don't forget, even though Will's mom, Winona Ryder and Harper, they got reunited, they still need to escape the facility. They still have to get out of Russia. But I wonder though if they're gonna go through the portal. No, they can't. Even if they go to the portal, they're gonna be in Russia, and they still have to get back home. Hmm. It's a big wow. If you think about it, if it's reached that far, huh? You see, no, because then you see, then it totally backfires. You see, I thought this whole thing was about Russia hired these scientists to open a portal to the alien world to, you know, because I remember in Indiana Jones, also the Russians in Indiana Jones wanted to get the Crystal Skull to come in contact with the aliens and get the super knowledge in order to use their knowledge and technologies to help them in battles in war. I thought the same thing was happening in this one, but it's just totally all different. It's totally different. So it makes me wonder. So what were the scientists trying to do then? I guess they were just still trying to study how the portal works or something in season 3 when they were still trying to open the portal, and also in season 2, it doesn't make sense. I don't know. They need to. I don't know. There's a lot. I need to rewatch all of them again just to get it. I'm gonna rewatch the season again either way. But I think this video has gone long enough. It's a 31-minute video and 40 seconds still counting. But yeah, I think that's all I could say for this season. I think it was fantastic. I loved it very much. So I think that's enough. Stop talking, Davis. Please share your thoughts. I want to know, what was your favorite episode in this season? My favorite episode was Dear Billy, and I think the last episode too. These two were my favorite. There were a lot of good highlights and everything. A lot of funny moments. A lot of dark moments. Oh, a lot of scary dark moments. So nightmare. I loved it. This whole thing was about Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger thing, and I loved it. Very good job. The music too. I heard that the music, "Running Up the Hills" by, I forgot the name, Max's favorite song, is #1 now in Pandora's box. Or, I mean, no, not Pandora. A lot of people are listening to the music now. I am. I had to go look it up because ever since I saw episode 4, Dear Billy, I had to look it up. So yeah, please share your thoughts. I would like to know. Let's geek out about this. What were your thoughts about Vecna, that it's one, and do you have any concerns, like questions as I do, like, wait a minute, it doesn't make sense, I hope they explain this? Do you also hope that Susie comes back in part 2 and then she joins the others on their adventure to go save Elle? Elle's Elle should already got her powers back, right? I think she should. I hope she did. And this is my other thing. This is my hopes. I hope in part 2 of season 4, they have 7 more episodes. I hope they have 7 more episodes, because if they wait, if part 2 comes and they only have like 2 left, it's like, you should have just released it all together. What were you doing? But if it has 7 more episodes or more, 5, give me 5 or 4, then perfect. Don't give me 2 or 1. Like, if you're gonna just split it into 2, it's because you have 7. There's a total of 14 episodes for season 4, but it's getting good, guys. Let's hope that it gets better, and then let's hope that, I don't know, that a lot of these characters that we grew to love up to now, that some of them or most of them or all of them get a happy ending and they make it through all this alive. And if they don't, let's hope they die honorably and they will never be forgotten. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching this whole video and listening to my thoughts of season 4. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please share your thoughts. I want to know. I want to read it. Let's geek out. All right, guys, you take care, and I hope you have a good day, have a good night, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be about me talking about episode 4, Dear Billy. All right, laters, guys.